I hope y'all are doing great. It is July 31st, and today I'm back with kind of like your weekly type forecast video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over I'm going to be going over like every day this week, Monday through Saturday. Just talking about, or actually probably Monday through Sunday, next Sunday. But I'm going to be kind of going day by day, just looking at everything. I'm not really going to be going too in depth. I'm not going to normally go too in depth in these videos. But due to the fact that like tomorrow we do have like an event. Tomorrow and Tuesday we do have like some active weather to talk about. I will be looking at that a little bit, just because we need to. As I want to try and cover. I'm doing my best to cover everything in this channel. So yeah, I hope y'all are doing great on this Sunday. And yeah, we'll go and get started. So these are our high temperatures for tomorrow. And by the way, we're not just going to be looking at like high and low temperatures every day. No, I'm just looking at them tomorrow because that's the closest day to all this. So to start off the week, we can see we have pretty warm temperatures, or very hot temperatures across the high plains and even in the plains. A little bit cooler is again like the upper Midwest, Great Lakes region. We can see some highs in the 70s and lower 80s. The west is once again very warm. Coastal like northwest is above average, but not like extremely hot, but it's still well above average. Or not well, but it's above average in Seattle, Portland. Yeah, and then the east, pretty kind of normal for this time of year. Northeast is just, it's warm, definitely. Some areas hot. Southeast, we can see the armpit of hell from Columbia down to Macon right there. The Augusta in the middle, mid upper 90s in some areas. Wouldn't be surprised if some areas maybe get near 100. Sure, I'll have some personal weather stations in that area that'll read 100 tomorrow. But further north to Atlanta, Birmingham, around 90. Not that bad, up towards Charlotte and Raleigh. And in Florida, once again, very warm, but a little more moderated due to the fact that because you're surrounded by water. With Miami only had 88 for high. And I wanted to talk about temperatures tomorrow morning. So it's like the start of your entire week here. You can see 50s. These are low temperatures tonight into tomorrow morning. This is what temperatures would be tomorrow morning, or this is like what the general low temperature would be for the like tomorrow. So you can see we're looking at some 50s up in North, South Dakota, and Minnesota. In the west, the mountains are still pretty chilly. Normal though, still very warm at night. South is very warm, like we see this time of year, like high humidity. That heat doesn't go away at night. We can see Dallas, Fort Worth at the warm spot at 82 there, also 82 in Miami, but that's a little more understandable because you're once again surrounded by water and it's Miami. Look at these temperatures in the west, though. Like very warm. Northeast, pretty mild. Like a normal northeast summer morning. Maybe a little more warm than average, but generally nothing too remarkable other than like this. I would say that, and nothing too extreme though. Then tomorrow we do have a severe weather threat. We can see we have a slight risk across the areas of Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. Go ahead and discuss that, because we need to look at that. For some reason my mouse seems it's weird. Okay, yeah, my mouse is having some trouble here. Once again, sorry if y'all do hear any background noise. I have a lot of family over, and I guess a lot of people talk quietly, but sorry about that. Yeah, so tomorrow we can see we have the storms going off in the HRRR. Not really, definitely look very strong, but not always everything. Forecasted reflectivity is not everything. Generally most of the time when I look at it is so I can get soundings that aren't contaminated all the time. Yeah, out of this sounding, definitely like a lower end 20 or 30. Do we have a 2% risk? No. Kind of surprised, but we have a very low end tornado threat. SRH around 100, 200. Deep layer shear, 34 knots. I mean, definitely say you'd get some decent sized hail out of this. Maybe I could see a little bit of a hail threat out of this. But mainly, I'd say main threat with this would be damaging wind, of course. Secondly, hail, and then I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you could see like a little bit of rotating supercells out of that, or just generally rotating storms. But we can see that sounding would support like kind of. It looks like these storms will kind of cluster together and form clusters of damaging wind. I do think once these storms get going, though, like earlier on, we could see a pretty significant hail threat in some regions. But yeah, it definitely looks like we're gonna see a damaging wind threat. I'm just kind of surprised. I do feel like this could get upgraded to a 2-Tor pretty easily. I'm generally surprised they have not done it. But it's kind of the brief overview of tomorrow right there. Tuesday, we can do a little more. We have more another severe weather threat up in Minnesota. Another day, kind of just normal summer pattern though. Don't know if the HRRR would go out far. I don't think it goes to 18Z on Tuesday. So we could see that environment across Minnesota. If I could get this to load here. Yeah, it's not looking the best, not a whole lot of moisture, but this is also earlier on though, so that's something to note. We'll switch over to the lovely NAM3. Yeah, we can see it has those storms going off maybe like later at night, okay? But generally doesn't have a whole lot going off. But that also is just downsides to reflectivity here, but I mean, okay, yeah, we do have a lot of instability in the NAM3 here. Actually, let's not take any soundings. Let's just gonna lock it on Tuesday evening. Let's just see like the differences between models here. We can do like a compare models loop, okay? Pretty cool. So like the FV3, okay, that is sad, okay. NAM and the NAM3 though, the NAM is going very high with Cape, but will we see that though? I don't know. I mean, the FV3 shows nothing. Yeah, we have no 000 runs out yet for this, but take a look at like SRH, surface 3 kilometer. You can see not looking bad. In the range of like 200 to 300, not bad in some areas. What else can we look at? I want to take a look at dew points because we have a lot more models to look at here. It's like positioning of the front. It seems like a few more high resolution models have it further east, but then like really just the GFS and the FE3. All the other models kind of have it over central Minnesota, which would generally bring that main like more focus for severe weather across central Minnesota, where the SPC has outlined. The NAM3, once again, we have all that instability. NAM3 would actually favor a pretty significant severe weather threat. Shear is not bad. Your HOTA doesn't look great. It generally doesn't look like a tornado sounding. Definitely like hail, I'd say. Maybe more of a wind threat, but yeah, so Tuesday is something to watch. I'll try and get a video out Tuesday before this happens, just so I can discuss this a little more in depth. But in depth. But yeah, it definitely looks interesting. Kind of catches my eye. I'll see, because we don't have a whole lot of like consistency. I mean, over here on the FE3, I mean the threats over in eastern Minnesota, and even at that, I mean, Sheer is interesting. Hodo's also interesting, but a little more. We have a lot more problems dealing with threat dynamics. So yeah. And now we'll talk about the rest of the week here. So yeah, so into like Wednesday here, we can see we have that front that front heads a little east. Um, settles a little east. I mean, our severe threat would be more focused across like the like kind of this area here. Not just that area, but probably more or less like generally like the Great Lakes, maybe areas in the Midwest as well. We'll see our severe weather threat. Take a look at things like 500 millibar winds. Just to give us a better understanding of where we could be looking at, or general area, and yeah, probably that area. That looks pretty decent on that piece of energy there, and even into Thursday. Thursday we could see something maybe in the northeast. Definitely doesn't look great regarding like I'm just looking at 500 millibar winds. Definitely doesn't look like the best type of setup for like for severe weather setup. But with that front though, you can never like rule out the chance of storms. I mean, even all the way down it. But you do have a little less like energy, so I'd say severe weather threat would probably be limited significantly. At the Friday, we kind of see like another low in the east. That kind of lingers for a bit into like Saturday and Sunday. By Saturday and Sunday, it seems like we could see a lot of like storms across the east, makes like especially the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast areas, as well as a storm system kind of in the that kind of exits the plains and goes across, or kind of exits the. It kind of just goes across the plains there. Let's see what the GFS has. Yeah, that GFS has like a decently similar scenario. I mean, not really, but see, we do have a storm system. It kind of just moves very quickly, but we'll see what this can do. This would be something to watch for maybe some more like organized severe potential across the U.S. And also we can see on the GFS we do have a little that storm system in the east, but it's a little more further south. I mean, that would focus more the storms across the southeast instead of like the northeast. So. Yeah, that's pretty much that. Take a look at like what temperatures could be looking at by next weekend. This is Saturday's high temperatures. Yeah, these will likely change because this is a good 6 days out. I can see the central portion of the U.S. is still very warm. The east is pretty average. I mean, nothing like extremely above average, nothing extremely below average. And the west, we can see definitely warmer than average. Seattle at 80. Once again, so not a whole lot changing there, but yeah, it's pretty much all I'm gonna talk about in today's video. Once again, this is the first type of video I've done that's like this. So hopefully next week's video should go a little better, and I'll be able to get a better understanding of what I need to talk about. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. Hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday. But yes, thank you.